When you watch any animated show, whether it's Disney, Ghibli, DreamWorks, or Laika, do you wonder how those characters come to life on screen? Have you ever thought about how our brains process animations? How did people back then make these kinds of animations? Let's see. If I drew a picture of a ball, it doesn't move, and it never will. Unless I draw more pictures of a ball going up and down. So those pictures you see moving here are called frames. When they move quickly, it's like a super fast slideshow. The screen is called a LCD, liquid crystal display. This LCD emits tiny particles of light called photons. These photons hit your eye receptors, which send messages to your brain. The brain then processes these messages and turns them into what you see as movement. Now we know that animation is just frames being played quickly. Just like our own life, animation has its own principle. There's a whole book about this by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston titled The Illusion of Life. Animators even call it the animator's Bible because in every animation must have at least one out of the 12 principles. You got timing, staging, exaggeration, anticipation, straight ahead versus pose to pose, cell drawing, arcs, fold through and overlap, squash and stretch, secondary actions, appeal, and easing. Suffice it to say that all of these principles are in their own way extremely important to the process of creating an amazing looking animation. In every animation, especially 2D animation, we can see those 12 principles being applied. However, 2D animation had a long way before they could apply those principles. The origin of 2D animation can be traced back to the 1830s. Invented by Dussel Patu, the phenakistoscope was a circular disc featuring a series of drawings along the edge and a handle for spinning. When viewed through slits in the disc, the drawings seemed to move as the disc rotated. There's also zoetrope, created by William George Horner, a mathematician, in 1834. The zoetrope was a cylindrical device with drawings on a strip of paper inside and slits on the other surface. When spun, the drawings appeared to animate as the viewer looked through the slits. Fun fact, the zoetrope is used in motorcycle opening and carnival rides, such as carousel. However, those animation techniques require specific tools that are difficult to make. One of the methods we can try on our own without the need for any specific tool is drawing out all of our frames on a stack of paper and hanging up all our drawings side by side on a very long wall. Then we'll ride the bike next to the wall and have our heads turned facing towards the wall. We can even do this in Minecraft to achieve this method. But we can stack them up like a book and then flip through the paper quickly, making a flipbook. Flipbook was developed by John Barnes Linnet in 1868. With this, we can even make this by using sticky notes and making simple cat ball bouncing animation. This is called hand-drawn animation. Hand-drawn animation, just like the name itself, is an animation that is hand-drawn, usually using your hand, pencil, and paper. The hand-drawn animation era is also called the golden age of animation. Hand-drawn animation became widely known due to the creation of Phantasmagoria. Phantasmagoria is an animated short film created by Emil Cole in 1908. It is one of the earliest examples of traditional hand-drawn animation. The animation technique used in Phantasmagoria involves drawing each frame by hand on paper. Emil Cole drew directly onto the film stock, creating a fluid sequence of images. This technique is known as traditional hand-drawn animation, or 2D animation. During the hand-drawn animation era, where each frame was crafted by hand, Winsor McCay introduced a revolutionary approach with Gertie the Dinosaur in 1914. Gertie the Dinosaur is a pioneering animated film using a combination of hand-drawn animation and live-action footage. He drew each frame of the animation by hand on paper, a total of around 10,000 drawings. In addition to the hand-drawn animation, McCay also incorporated live-action footage into the film. This involved McCay performing actions in front of a camera, while a projected version of the animated dinosaur was displayed behind him. The live-action footage and the animated character were then combined to create the final film. He also applied the principles of animation, such as squash and stretch, anticipation, and follow through, despite the limited technology available at the time. That's why in the short film, they don't have any sound. They don't have any dinosaur sound or any natural sound to back up the animation. That's why, in 1928, Walt Disney revolutionized animation by introducing sound through Steamboat Willie. It is notable for being the debut of Mickey Mouse and one of the first synchronized sound cartoons. They used click track to reference timing to synchronize the visual and audio. The animation technique used in Steamboat Willie is traditional hand-drawn animation. Each frame of the film was drawn by hand on paper and then transferred onto celluloid sheets, or called cells, for coloring and inking. These sheets are placed on top of each other, and since the camera was finally invented, they were photographed one by one to create the illusion of movement. The process starts with a script, which is given to a storyboard artist. Then the head animator draws rough sketches of important scenes and decides how fast things should move. After that, a team of artists draws the characters and scenes on the cells. Once the drawings are done, they are colored and inked onto the cells. Then they are photographed one by one on top of a painted background. After that, a team of artists draws the characters and scenes on the cells. Once the drawings are done, they are colored and inked onto the cells. Then, they are photographed one by one on top of a painted background. All of the animated shows, movies, and anime before the 2000s used this method of animation. And if you notice, most of the old cartoon characters have neck accessories. This makes the animator have an easier time animating without losing too much quality. 2D animation continues to be widely embraced by independent and international artists, who create unique productions that delve into various styles, genres, themes, and cultural expressions. These productions have received recognition and awards from prestigious festivals and organizations, like the Academy Awards, the Cannes Film Festival, and the Annecy International Animated Film Festival, among others. 2D animated projects from the independent and international scene include The Breadwinner, Living Vincent, Wolf Walkers, I Lost My Body, The Will of Beasts, Klaus, and many more. In today's digital age, animation has transformed dramatically in terms of quality, visual, and sound, with technology at its core. From traditional hand-drawn sketches to sophisticated CGI and 3D animations, technological advancement have revolutionized storytelling. The film Klaus exemplifies this blend of old and new. In the movie Klaus, animators achieved a unique blend of 2D and 3D techniques, setting a new benchmark for animation. The film primarily utilized traditional hand-drawn animation but integrated advanced CG lighting to create a three-dimensional feel while maintaining the charm of 2D visual. The process involved animating characters in the traditional 3D manner and then applying volumetric lighting to these animations. This was a significant departure from typical methods where 3D models are made to look 2D, using shaders. Instead, the team behind Klaus wanted to preserve the handmade quality of 2D animation. They developed a proprietary system that allowed them to break down the lighting into different layers, such as direct light, shadow, ambient light, and rim light. These layers could be manipulated much like layers in Photoshop, giving artists precise control over the lighting effects and helping characters blend seamlessly into their environments. The result was a richly textured and immersive visual style that combined the best of both 2D and 3D animation techniques. In conclusion, the evolution of animation from hand-drawn techniques to sophisticated computer-generated imagery reflects the remarkable progress of human ingenuity. Animation remains a powerful medium for human expression, with computers enhancing our creative potential. This journey through animation history reminds us that our creativity knows no bounds and prompts us to ponder. As animation continues to evolve with advancements in technology, how can we ensure that the artistry and human touch that define traditional animation are preserved and integrated into new forms of digital animation? Are we at risk of losing the essence of our artistic expression as we become increasingly reliant on technological tools.